Hello my friends, and welcome to my October TBR. I'm filming this a little bit earlier than I normally have been filming my TBRs because I just really want to pick the books that I'm going to be reading in October. I have so many good atmospheric books I want to be reading that I shared in my autumnal book haul. I'm just really in the mood to dive to a lot of these because it is my reading season. And I have decided, because in my last TBR video, I was talking about how I'm struggling a bit. Our TBR is ruining my reading is what the video is titled, because I just felt like maybe it was kind of ruining my reading / kind of putting me in a reading slump. But I decided, the times that I enjoyed my TBRs the most is back when I did TBR games. And it's so interesting. Some people are really anti-TBR games. And my theory is do what works for you. Don't judge other people in what works for them. And have I done any this year? I know I was doing some last year. I had my TBR cards and stuff. I don't know if I've done any this year, and we're gonna bring it back. And I'm really excited about it. First of all, I need to read my mod book for the month of October. We are very close to finishing up the Anne of Green Gables series. We are going to be doing Rainbow Valley for October. This is the second last book in this series, and I don't remember anything about this one. So Anne and Gilbert have been married for 15 years. They're busily raising their 6 high-spirited children. Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot. I only have a few tabs from my first read through. Not a ton, but I'm sure I will add more. I need to buy more tabs. So I will be reading this book and then doing a live sometime after I'm done it. I still need to announce the live for September's Anne book. That will be coming soon. I don't have an exact date yet, but I can tell you it's coming soon. So this is the book that I'm definitely going to be reading this month. Then the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. I decided for October, my prompt is history. I hear my mouth. The reason for this is because I thought if anyone is doing Victober, it's an easy prompt. You can read a book that was written in history or read a book that's written about history. I do not have a specific book for this that I can think of at the moment, but I think I'm going to pick one now. I think what would be best for me to do is to pick one that would double as a proofreading a book for our homeschool, since we are going to be doing the first kind of 50-ish years of the 20th century this year. There's a couple World War II books that I got recently that might work well for it. I'm gonna pick a couple of them, find the ones that are the options here. Maybe I just have 2. Okay, I think I just actually have 2 that are possibilities here. I've got From the Valley We Rise. This is set in France and the US, I think, during World War II. And then we've got The Codebreaker's Daughter by Amy Lynn Green, set in the US, mostly it looks like. I'm just going to do a random number generator because I just don't want to decide. So we're gonna do From the Valley We Rise as number 1 and The Codebreaker's Daughter as number 2, and we will see which one wins. Okay, I'm gonna change this so it's from numbers 1 to 2, and let's generate number 1. So that is From the Valley We Rise. The cool thing about this book, I don't know if it will really come through on the camera, but it is kind of cloth bound. It's very textured on the cover, which is just very unique. I never see that anymore. So this one says, in the heart of war-torn France, Isabelle's resolve is tested after her father sacrifices his life to protect her involvement in the French resistance. Heartbroken, Isabelle becomes more dedicated to hiding Jewish children in and near the village of Sisterin, despite the growing danger when she discovers a traitor within the resistance ranks. And then there's also 15-year-old René narrowly escapes a devastating German attack that claims the lives of his mother and their fellow Marquis fighters. With a Jewish orphan girl at his side, René seeks out his cousin Isabelle for refuge while he contemplates revenge. Okay, yeah. I don't know if I've ever finished anything by Elizabeth Muser. I actually don't even know how to say her last name. I think I've started at least one of her books, but I don't know if I've ever finished one. So I'm gonna give this one a try for that prompt. If it doesn't work, I'll find a different book that I think will work for it. I'll make sure to fulfill the prompt in some way, but this is my current one that I'm expecting to read for it. Okay, I haven't like made an intensive TBR game or anything, but there are a couple things that I want to focus on, that I'm going to pick a book from those different categories to start, and then we'll get a little bit more gamified. We're going to be doing some spinning of the wheel. Can you see my wheel there? The first thing that I want to do is I want to pick an arc that I have not read that I will read in October, because I get to build up of them. I'm not 100% sure if my list is completely up to date. I did read a couple books. Oh yeah, it's not completely up to date. Read that one. I've read a couple of these, so if all of a sudden one pops up that I've already read, we will respin it. Let's start by spinning the wheel. You gotta be kidding me. That is hilarious. It literally just pulled the book that I already have here. Okay, well, I'm gonna pick a different one. I forgot that was an arc. That one was sent to me by Bethany House. Let's try another one. It'll be really funny if it picks it again. Okay, this one I've had for a really long time. Is this not the same author? Oh my goodness, this is so hilarious. If it is, let me find it on my Kobo here. What's it called? By the Way of the Moonlight. It is the same author. That is so weird. Apparently I've read 5% of it. I've read the first chapter, and so it hasn't actually gripped me, unfortunately. Let's see what it's about. Allie's dream to use her grandparents' estate for equine therapy, oh yeah, is crushed when she discovers the property has been sold to a contractor. With weeks until demolition, Allie unearths some of Nana Dale's best-kept secrets, including her champion filly, a handsome man, and one fateful night during World War II. So, second chapter, we're in 1931, and I think the first chapter was kind of present day, and they just excavated the bones of some horses. And I don't really know where things were going from there. I wasn't gripped. That is so funny. I've never officially read anything by her. I've read that one chapter from that book, and now I will be reading 2 books by her in October. That's kind of funny. Another thing I want to be doing is working on completing series. That is always a struggle for me, and so I have another wheel with my series. I think this is up to date, and we're going to see which series I'm going to be continuing in October. Some of these are just duologies, so I'm kind of hoping one of those is picked so that I can just finish a series off. Some of them are longer. Let's see what it spins. Oh, okay, Nightingale Trilogy. This might be a little bit tricky because I don't have the book, and nor does my library have a copy. No, they have the audiobook. I can maybe do the audio. I think it's called Memoria, and it's set, oh man, see now, this is why I'm so bad at series, because I start them and then I forget about them and then I forget what was happening. Oh, it's set in a world, it's a fantasy world where, oh my goodness, our main character ran away. She was like a servant, slave. She ran away and she's with this group of people. I don't remember anything. Oh man, hate when that happens. Okay, so hopefully this book has a really good recap. Definitely a reminder for me to not leave them so long because I don't really remember anything. Yeah, okay, interesting. I really enjoyed book 1 and book 2, I think, but not enough that I remember much, apparently. So those are the 2 things I wanted to do as far as my wheels go. I wanted to read an arc and I wanted to continue a series. From here, I just really want to read some kind of autumnal books. So I don't have anything prepped. I don't know what happened to my TBR cards. They've disappeared. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give me a prompt. Yeah, let's do that. It'll give me a prompt and then I'll try to find something that's autumnal to go with that prompt. Okay, so I'm going to say, give me a prompt for a book to read. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be asking here. Read a book where the setting feels like a character itself, a place so vivid. Well, that's a terrible prompt, because how do you know if a place is so vivid it shapes the story and the people in it? Give me another, I can't type, prompt that is, what am I trying to say? Easier to pick if you've never read the book. This is where ChatGPT is not that great. Pick a book whose cover features an animal. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, I think I know. Definitely, I'm very confident that I know, because I really wanted to get to this book in October. It is There Will Be Wolves. It is a short story collection, and it has an animal on the cover, and it has, how many? 27 short stories and poems, and I think they all have something to do with a wolf. I love that the poetry is interspersed with the short stories, because I like poetry, but it's harder to read a dump of poetry at a time. So if you're going to have a collection, I like it interspersed. Very excited about this. It's also very short, so it's not like a major commitment. It's 200-ish pages. Perfect. This one is also one that I hauled in my autumnal book haul. I liked that. We're going to use ChatGPT again today. I'm pretty sure that was it's a pretty basic one. Yes, can you give me just one more? I don't want a list of them right now. Pick a book with a number in the title. Ooh, a number. I don't know if I have one with a number in the title. And would it be one that I want to read at this time of year? Oh yeah, and then there's this whole stack of books that I forgot about. There's definitely a couple here that I want to read. Okay, a number. I have one that says infinity. Does that count as a number? I think that does. I have Kingdom of the Infinity Realm. This is book 1. Preston has always believed that multiple sclerosis sealed his fate. His destiny is forever changed when he's hit in the face with an Oxrigorian warhammer. Follow Preston as he falls through a dimensional rift into the medieval-like world of Oswella. Confused for a mercenary commander, Preston must play the part while struggling to make sense of the new world around him. Perfect. Plus, this is also one of my arcs, so it's also on that spinner wheel. Yeah, perfect. Okay. This will be my one with a number in the title. Feels like a little bit of a stretch, but I'm counting it. Let's do another one. Let's see if ChatGPT can get this. One more. Pick a book where the author's last name starts with the same letter as yours. Oh yeah, okay. K's are not very common. Let's see what I can find. I also want it to be autumnal-ish, at least. Autumnal-ish. The funny thing about using these kinds of prompts is sometimes I feel like I am probably just totally missing something. K. I actually don't really see one at all. Never mind one that also has autumnal vibes. Okay, we will try a different one. One more. Pick a book that's less than 200 pages long. Oh, that's fun, because they're easier to get through. One that's, oh, I think one of the ones I wanted to get to actually works for this. I forgot about, it's gotta be close. It's gotta be close. Okay, it's just over 200 pages long, but it fits the idea of a book that is short. So, Frankenstein, Mary Shelley. Want to give this a reread this month. Let's see, is it actually, well, the preface and introduction are 14 pages, and there's the appendix. It's like 210 pages, so we're gonna call this good. Frankenstein, yes. Oh, I'm so excited to read this. What if I hate it though? Like, I'm not really expecting to love it, but what if I hate it? Hope not. It's just been a long time since I read it. Okay, let's see what else we can do here. One more. Pick a book whose title is only one word. Oh, well, Frankenstein would work for that one. I have two more that I want to get on here, but neither of those are just one word. What? More than one word. One word titles are actually quite hard. I have a few. Some that I don't want to read at all. Like I've got Columbine, which is a massive book about the Columbine shooting. No, thank you. Not for this month. I've got Bomb. That could be an option. Oh, I don't have, I guess Frankenstein is Victorian. Otherwise, I don't really have anything for Victorian literature, which I also want to read some of that. Do I have any Victorian literature that's just one word? Do we count the word the? Can I ignore the word the? Oh, actually, I do have some. They're on it's on my desk. Let's do an Elizabeth Gaskell. So I have Ruth. Oh wait, Mary Barton. I was thinking that was only one word. No, that's definitely two. I guess I'm reading Ruth. What is this about? Ruth Hilton is an orphaned young seamstress who catches the eye of a gentleman, Harry Bellingham. Captivated by her simplicity and beauty, when she loses her job and home, he offers her comfort and shelter, only to desert her cruelly after. Almost destroyed by grief and shame, Ruth is offered the chance of a new life among people who give her love and respect, even though they are at first unaware of her secret, an illegitimate child. Okay, I really like Elizabeth Gaskell's writing. I've had this book for a long time, and it's not that long either. It's like less than 400 pages. So, okay, I've got at least 2 Victorian books on the list. I have a feeling this is going to be an extra long TBR. Let's do one more because it's October and I just want to read so many books. Pick a book with a color in the title. A color in the title. I gotta put Mary Barton back. She doesn't belong here now. A color in the title. I do have one, but it's very summary. And I do not want to read a summary book. I have The Sands of Sea Blue Beach, but yeah, I'm not doing summer books right now. Definitely not October. I don't know if I have any other ones with colors. I have one from the library that's Bluebird, but I hope to read it before October. I have read Scarf Girl, but don't really feel in the mood for that. I think we're gonna skip the color. Let's skip the color and try another one. One more. A book written by an author you've never heard of. How about an author you've never read from? Because I wouldn't own a book by an author I've never heard of. And I have one for this. It's one I'm uncertain whether or not it'll be good, but it's got some good creepy vibes. It's How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. Now, I've never read anything by him. I'm assuming that's a guy. But this has Louise going home after her parents have died. She's going through the stuff of her father's academic career and her mother's lifelong obsession with puppets and dolls. It doesn't get any better than that for October. So yeah, I have no idea if the content is going to be any good. It was in a little free library, so if I'm not thrilled by it, it will just go back into a little free library, but I'm definitely trying it for October. Also, it would work for Orange on the Cover. Also creepy and atmospheric for my autumn bingo. But like I said, I have no idea if it's any good. Okay, I've got one more that I definitely need to get on here, but we'll see if the prompts can get it on. One more. What? Which version do you prefer? Why are we doing this right now? This one, sure. But also I don't want to do that. One more. Pick a book that has an animal on the cover. Are we starting again? One more. I don't want a running list. Pick a book with a city or country in the title. No, let's not. A book that was adapted into a movie or TV show. No, I don't want to do that one either. It's getting worse. Number in the title. Like, get creative here. One word title. Here's a fresh one. Thank you. Pick a book whose title starts with the letter S. Do I have, oh, yes. Yes, I do. Okay, I have one. This is kind of getting a lot of my TBR or book haul, last book haul books on my TBR, which is not a bad thing. Shadowed Witness is one that starts with an S. And this is book 2 in the Secrets of Kincaid. We follow a photographer that knows she witnessed a murder as she departed her studio. Then she wakes up with bruises on her neck and a foggy memory, so she doesn't know what happened. And I don't know, I like the unreliable narrator. I just think it'll be good. Plagued by an undiagnosed health condition. Is that like related to the fall, or does she have something else? She is torn between the haunting reality of what she may have seen and the possibility her mind is playing tricks on her. Okay, I'm going to find one more like legit prompt, another fresh one we'll say, and then eventually I will show you the final book that's going to be on here. Ooh, it's thinking, here's a new one. Pick a book that has a question in its title. That is a new one. A question in the title. How common is that? Even if it was a question, does it normally have a question mark? A question in the title. Well, I have What Would Maisie Do? That actually has a question in the title, but I don't want to read that one yet because I haven't read enough Maisie Dobbs. I kind of think that I'm gonna pick a different prompt because I don't really see any. Another fresh one. Pick a book that was recommended to you by a friend or family member. Okay, a book that was recommended by a friend or family member. I have one that I know of that is very much not autumnal. Oh, I bought one because a friend recommended it. I feel like this should go on the list. Oops, other books are falling. Okay, so I bought The Lion Women of Tehran because a friend recommended it. I don't remember, what does this dust jacket look like? Oh yeah, it's kind of just plain. It's set in the 50s. Yeah, in Tehran. 7-year-old Ellie lives in grand comfort until the untimely death of her father, forcing her and her mother to move to a tiny home downtown. Lonely and bearing the brunt of her mother's endless grievances, Ellie dreams of a friend to alleviate her isolation. Yeah, a friend recommended this. I do want to read it. I was planning on reading it a little bit closer to when we get to this point in history in our homeschool, which is not till like next fall, but I wanted to proofread it before that. But I'm gonna put it on this list. I have a feeling I'm going to ignore it because it doesn't have any of the vibes that I'm really looking forward to this fall. But maybe if it's on my TBR, I will actually pick it up. We'll see. And then the final one, the one that I didn't find anything to get it put on here, is The Oath. Partially because it doesn't have anything on the cover. I don't know what, there's a couple of different versions of the cover. But this is by Frank Peretti. It's one of my rereads for the year. Yeah, I don't know, it has to be read in October, I feel like. I don't know when I read it the first time when I was in high school, but it just has all of those creepy autumnal vibes. So highly recommend reading it in October. Okay, I think that is where I will stop my TBR for the month. I have great expectations for my October reading. I gotta find more time to read. I'm not sure how that's going to happen. If someone knows how to add time into your life, let me know, but definitely going to be intentionally reading as much as possible. This wasn't a fully gamified or thought out gamified TBR video, but I think I'm going to go back to this way. If you guys have ideas for TBR games, let me know. I've done a bunch of them in the past. Actually, the first year that I was on BookTube, I tried a different game every month. I got my husband to build a website that had prompt generators, which I don't think that website is up right now. He's got too many other things going on to deal with that. But do you guys like the cards I think the boards are cool, but they're really annoying to film. I like the spinner wheels. Just curious to know what kind of games you guys like. Maybe I'll use that or some of that in my TBR video next month. And let me see if I can pick up this stack here. Oof. Let me know, I know it's all upside down, if there is a book here that you are, epic. Okay, let's get them all piled back up. Oh, hello. Just had a little mishap there. Let me know if there's a book here that you guys have read and loved or are excited for me to read. And a bunch of you have been commenting lately saying you watch on your TV, you can't comment. I totally get that. If you can just click over and give the video a thumbs up, that will help me out. I know not everyone has time to comment, but a thumbs up means a lot on YouTube. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have a great October reading month.